Hello Internet, I'm Rombodawg. Today I'm going to be showing you my Mage Warrior build, which is incredibly powerful and diverse, and that's going to be coming up right after the intro. Alright guys, so to start off, I want to give you a brief overview of the build and why it works so well. Now for the weapons that I use the Magic Staff of Wisdom +5 just because it has the highest magic damage. The Dark Sanctum Shield +10 just because it not only can cast anything but pyromancies, it also has a really good defense against almost all the damages. The Dark Red Rusker Scimitar, you can replace Dark with Magic or Lightning if you want. I chose Dark just because that is what a lot of people don't have high defense on. And also you can really clip people very easily with this weapon, just like with the Magic Ice Rapier. The Magic Ice Rapier is mainly a backup just to cheese people that are trying to run away and heal, because you can do that R2 Soul Spear in emergency situations. I wouldn't recommend using it often because people often know how to dodge it pretty well. Now as for rings, we're using the Clear Bluestone ring for the extra cast speed, the Clarity ring for the stamina, Southern Ritual Band will give you 2 more attunement slots, and the Stone ring will just give you extra poise damage against your enemies. You can replace this ring with anything really. I mean, I've used the Spell ring before, but it just seems to work. The Stone ring seems to work a lot better when you're trying to clip people with like the Scimitar, and then follow it up with a second attack, because a lot of time when you clip people it won't do enough poise damage to follow it up. And as for armor, we're going with the Black Witch Hat just because it gives you another extra attunement slot, and the black robes, the Archdrake gloves, and the black leather boots. The only reason I chose these is because the fashion souls are amazing. I mean, look at that. That looks like a genuine mage, right? So now to go over the spells, we're going to be rocking Unleash Magic, which will just give you extra magic damage. Resonant Weapon, which I use my shield to cast. Then we got Homing Crystal Soul Mass. We have Soul Greatsword, Scraps of Life, Soul Spear, Heavy Homing Soul Arrow, and Soul Bolt, which all these can be comboed very nicely with each other. The big combo I like pulling is using Homing Crystal Soul Mass, and then people try to roll into your attack, like, you know, roll through the Soul Mass, and you can almost always clip them with Soul Greatsword. And with the Unleash Magic and the staff I'm using, it's gonna do 1200 points of damage at least if you do clip them with the Soul Greatsword. After that, I like to run out, maybe get a little bit of distance between them, run Scraps of Life. As you can see, you can still run around while it's active, so it gives you a chance to refill on Homing Crystal Soul Mass just to do the whole Soul Greatsword thing again. And then if the guy's staying away from you, a good combo to pull in also is to shoot a Soul Spear and then a Heavy Homing Soul Arrow. I'm sure you've seen people do that before, but the thing that works the best after that is people normally tend to try to roll through the attacks after that. So you can use Soul Bolt and they'll roll right into it, or you can use Heavy Homing Soul Arrow and then follow it up with this, you know, the slashes with your right hand weapon, because you can normally combo it pretty well while they're trying to roll into you. Now as for stats, we are at soul level 255, vigor at 60, endurance 36, vitality 16, attunement 40, strength 22, dex 20, adaptability 28, intelligence 60, and faith 26. Now the two main places you're going to want to focus on is vigor and intelligence, just because Unleash Magic is going to take a lot of your health out. I think it's like a third of it. And then intelligence, because you're going to want that boss awesome magic damage coming out. And endurance at 36 just because it takes some stamina to cast all your spells. Vitality 16, pretty low. I don't really wield very heavy weapons, so you can keep that low. Attunement at 40, you are going to want a good amount of attunement slots even with the Southern Ritual Band, and that also helps improve casting speed. Strength 22 and dex 20. You can probably have those lower if you use a different right hand weapon. It's really your choice, but I just have mine there so I can use some weapons that I like to keep on the side. And adaptability at 28, I had some extra points left over, so I put them in that so I could have extra agility, because it's always nice to be able to roll through people's attacks. and Faith at 26, just because you're gonna want a little bit of extra dark damage and be able to, you know, use Scraps of Life. And sometimes I throw in Great Resonant Soul in there. It's really your choice. Again. Now, as I'm sure you can tell, this is a very diverse build with different weapon setups and spell setups. The reason for this is because we are trying to run a mage build, but not a pure caster build. It is a diverse mage build that can adapt to very high different amount of situations. So I think this build is a lot more powerful than a pure caster build, just because anyone can go get a pure magic resistant shield or pure you know, dark resistant shield and nullify all your spells, which has happened to me before. But that is why we have the melee weapons and the shield, just so we can combat that in different situations. Alright, so now that you know the basic overview of the build and how it's supposed to work, let's get into some PvP. Alright guys, so while we're watching PvP, I'm going to give you some tips through my narration. Now the first thing I want to show you is how you can combo the Crystal Soul Mass with Soul Greatsword. See, most of the time what they'll do is once you have the Soul Mass up, they'll try to roll through it, which is a perfect opportunity to cast Soul Greatsword and clip them with that, doing a decent bit of damage, and you can almost always follow it up with slashes from your skirmish. I don't know if the other swords, if you can do this, but I know every time you will always clip them with the second slash from your skirmish. I did end up running out of stamina, and I made the mistake of casting Soul Bolt too early, or too late, and he got the backstab on me. But I retaliated, we ran around for a bit, and then I ended up casting Scraps of Life. This was mainly to recast Soul Mass, but it did end up finishing him off, so I took the win. Alright, so for this next one, I'm just going to show you how you can combo your ranged soul attacks, such as Soul Spear and Homing Soul Arrow and Soul Bolt. I was still, you know, planning on doing the Soul Greatsword combo with Soul Mass, but the person decided to stay away from me. So I switched to my ranged attacks. As you can see, Soul Spears, Homing Soul Arrow, and then Soul Bolt. Pretty good combo. Not as much damage, but it did end up finishing him off. I didn't make the mistake of running up to him, but I finished him off with a Soul Spear. He didn't dodge it fast enough, and it followed him through. So yeah, there we go. In this one, you can also bait with casts. Like, see, I cast Soul Greatsword by accident, but I baited him in and still got the win, so it works. It's a good strategy. And let's see here, the guy was using a shield with like no magic resistance, and you could tell I just ate through his shield with my magic. This is, if the guy's not using magic resistance, you can pretty much just hit him as much as you want. With this one, there was a lot of lag, I will admit, but I just wanted to show how this can be beatable. It's not like indestructible, although it is very powerful if you do it right. And the reason I say there was lag involved is you'll find out right, wait for it, right here. Everything was normal, right? I cast Soul Spear and I'm dead. And then teleport. There it is. Oh man. Alright, so I decided to do some PvP in the Iron Keep 2. This time I'll do an in-game commentary just so you can see what I'm thinking and what I'm saying while I'm fighting the guys, instead of, you know, doing an overview commentary like I did before. Alright, so let's see, this guy's got some magic, which means I'm probably going to be using my shield. He's got hexes, which will work because I have a dark infused weapon. I mean shield, sorry. So this guy's going to try to tank my hits. Hopefully I can get some damage off. Yep, that sometimes happens if they don't have a lot of poise, to be able to do that. And a lot of the time you want to watch out for guys with the infused magic shields, because they will tank all your hits, but it's really easy to combo up other things with it. It's like, you see, he's going to try to tank me again, so I'm going to launch some Soul Spears at him, try to get his poise down. I'm trying to focus and on the commentary and the fight at the same time, so it's a little bit difficult. And people always tend to roll into that. Ooh, it's close. The R2 combo with the skirmish is hard to follow up. And he goes down. Alright, so you see this? It's a pretty reliable build if you know what you're doing. I'll tell you, it is hard to pull off if you aren't familiar with how to use each spell and your weapon choice in each different situation, and when to pull out your shield when it's necessary. But once you get a hang of it, you will really be, like, I wouldn't say it's an overpowered build, because I have had some guys beat me. Right now I'm going, I think, 10-0, so it's almost I wouldn't say it's an invincible build, but it is very powerful.
Yeah, it's very powerful.
There are some guys that are really good at dodging like all my spells, and but even then I beat them maybe 2 out of 3 times we fought. So yeah, I'd say this is definitely a good build to have if you're trying to rank up quickly in the Brotherhood of Blood. This is a good build to use because you will have a very high win rate. Alright, so just to go over what we're doing, I'm going to be using Release Magic first, then my buff. I definitely recommend using a buff weapon because you're going to have a lot of attunement slots in this build, so you can definitely get Sunlight Blade or Crystal Magic weapon, Resonant weapon. That's what I'm using. Alright, so this guy's got some magic. We're going to buff it. We're going to tank his attacks. He's going to get hit by RC. The damage trade is very useful, especially with that shield. It's going to be very powerful. Now I'm going to use Scraps of Life to be able to redo my Homing Soul Mask, combo it with Soul Greatsword, and ooh man, try to finish it off with there we go. Sorry, I'm gonna say try to finish it off with a skirmish, but I kind of messed up there. But
wanna know why Dark Souls is a fair game? Oh yeah, that's right, it's not. Now who wants to see a gank? So I did try to do some invasions, but most of them turned out to be ganks, but this was by far the best one. I actually did have my mic on, but I didn't talk that much since I was really focused on not dying. But yeah, watch, it's pretty funny.
Oh, that was perfect. Alright guys, thanks for watching my PvP build video. Give me a thumbs up for those fashion souls, and if you really liked it, subscribe to see more. I always like seeing new subscribers follow my channel, encourages me to make more cool videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.